Okay, welcome explorers to day 2 recap with myself and Jimmy. Again, another crazy day over at Star Wars Celebration. I'm not in my pajamas. I'm in my cosplay for the Narkina because today was the Andor panel and pretty much Ahsoka day. Again, straight there and straight into the biggest thing, probably I'd say that, or arguably one of the biggest things, the Andor panel.
Yeah. What'd you think?
It is insane what we got to see. It is all going to be spoiler free, hopefully. So Andor guests, they all came out. It was absolutely unreal. We had the Tony Gilroy, Diego Luna was there, Geneva O'Reilly, all the cast.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah, and you can just sense the hype and the love for Andor season 2. Again, we know people that have seen some stuff as well, and we were fortunate enough to be shown the first episode as well. And again, without saying too many spoilers, loads of action, loads of stuff going on, characters that you've seen before, and other things appearing as well. There's loads of nostalgia, and yeah, action from the off. Cannot wait for more already. I'm Andor hyped.
And we get a day early here because we're in Japan when it releases.
So that's right. Yeah,
we'll watch it before everybody back in the States, and even before the people in the UK get to watch it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Today was a panel day.
Yeah, panel day.
I don't think I went onto any of the halls other than the panels celebration. I got into the store today too, no. So I didn't talk to anybody. It was busy day, great day though.
Yeah.
Like Jack said, the love that just kind of spills out of Diego Luna is infectious, and Alan Tudyk was there. That was exciting.
Yes. Yeah.
And those two talking and laughing about stuff, and just I can't wait. And I thought we were gonna get a new trailer. We got episode 1.
Yeah.
And holy majolies.
Yeah. The room was exploding again.
Yeah. Oh. I'll say this. So without any spoilers, I was in there with my wife Molly in celebration stage, and after the first opening scene, she just saw something. She goes, "Whoa!" Like that was a lot. Like that was intense. And I was like, "Yeah, that was like I felt like I wasn't breathing." It took me right back to season 1, where I'm on the edge of my couch watching the episode, but it was like from the start of that episode, and then and we don't want to give any spoilers, but it was like it just flashed between groups. Like you have all these different people that are all headed towards.
Yeah, you see everyone's different arcs.
Yeah. And I don't think there's going to be a slow episode.
No,
they can't. And that first episode was 45 minutes, and it flew by.
Yeah, I thought that.
And it's just like, Andor stuff, Mon Mothma stuff, Empire stuff.
Yeah,
another thing that's happening.
The tension's already rising.
Yeah, tension's like through the roof.
It's already off.
They just like throw you into the mix. Yeah. But it's real too. Like it feels real, and they just kind of pick up, and the dialogue is really good to kind of like let you know what's been happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, Andor season 2. If that is just the beginning, and they're going to build towards the end, or it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And something bigger, and it keeps getting mentioned, and I cannot wait, is they keep saying you need to watch Rogue One straight away. As soon as it's finished, you've watched them all, watch Rogue One. So I'm really interested to see what's going to go on with that.
And and I think that me, you, and Charlie, we should watch Rogue One before we really dive into the show. Just watch it one more time.
Yeah.
And then we're going to watch season 2. And when season 2 is over, of course, we're going to recap it. And we're going to do all that. And we're still working all that out. But then we're going to watch Rogue One again.
Yes.
And we're going to see the differences. I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Rogue One, not Rogue One, Andor season 2 looks to be very, 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 very promising.
Proper old school Star Wars, I think, as well. I think a lot of the original trilogy fans as well will feel the same way. It's got a lot of Rogue One vibes, obviously. And then, from there, it was on to the next panel. But before that, obviously, that's why I'm dressed up today, is the prison run.
Yeah.
that was insane again, covering all the halls. straight through there, down onto the stairs, massive group photo, bump into everyone again that did it in London as well. It was really great to see. And there was literally people of all ages doing it. Next to me was an old lady with a stick. I don't know if she finished it, but she was there at one
put
point.
In the effort. Yeah, there were people in wheelchairs. There were people that probably the first and only time they're going to run this year.
Yeah. It's insane. Some woman was carrying a baby as well.
Yeah,
in a little prison outfit. It was class.
There was some funny. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And there's people in floaties.
Yes,
that was pretty hilarious. There's a shark. There's a shark getting ready.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that.
The shark finished beyond me.
Yeah, so there was a guy in a shark suit one way out, looking for some lunch, looking for Kino Loy at the bottom of the water.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun. And then when that was happening, I went to the store. That was something. I don't know. It's a Celebration store. The hype is pretty cool. Got some cool stuff.
Okay.
But I don't know. There's not really much to talk about as far as the store. Very spacious. It was way more space than there was at London. I just think in general at this whole con, it's kind of been that way at the venue. But there's nice stuff. But I mean, really stuff that's kind of very Japanese oriented. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, so if you get a chance, maybe you won't get a chance if you're not here, I guess.
No,
you might be able to order some things online too later. I can't remember if they do that or not.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they did last time. I've not been to the store yet, and I can't go to the store because literally, and my wife will attest to this, I've had to throw clothes away because I brought too much on the first day. So some clothes will not be returning back to England with me. My suitcases are all fully packed. So that's partly a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. And then so that was the run. That's the store covered. As normal, bumping into loads of people on the way to panels. I'll give them a shout out after this. And it's into another big panel. And this time I was on Celebration Stage. This is the first time I've been on Celebration Stage. And I will say beforehand, it was good.
Yeah, I've been super fortunate this week, and I've been on all the panels, all Celebration stages. Just been spoiled rotten, and I mean, it's all pure luck, and it's been a combination of all the different badges we've had. Molly's badge, my extra 3-day badge, like that. So it's not like I just got all of it, but I've been very fortunate to have gone in there and got that energy. The energy at Celebration Stage, and I know it's the same. They do good jobs.
Yeah.
The only bummer is I haven't gotten to see Leroy yet.
No, we need to. We are going to get over to Leroy at some point.
So.
Dad Vader's just dropping in the chat. Hello there. I'm tired but hey, 3 a.m. as well. Appreciate you joining us, Dad Vader. Hope you're doing well. Just going back to what Jimmy was on about. We are going to get over to Leroy at some point and say hello. We've just been super busy. Like the day's flown again.
That's the thing is we didn't get up as early today because we knew the chaos wouldn't be as much, and like as Zach said, we have no more space in our luggage. We got all the things we have been super fortunate. The way we rolled into day one and the stuff we left with after day one, like it's like a kind of like we're having the best experience you can have at Star Wars Celebration, and I feel bad because in the middle 2 celebrations, I haven't had those. So I do sympathize for the people that are, I see some negativity and things like that. And not everyone's is having the weekend that we're having. So.
Straight to the Ahsoka panel,
got in there, and it's kind of what I thought it was going to be. Filoni, Favreau come out with Rosario. At first, I thought it was actually Eckstein because she had blonde hair. I was so confused because I was seeing. I got down on the main floor this time, and I didn't really have the right. I mean, I'm not as tall as Jack, so I couldn't see what was going on. I'm like, "What's Ashley Eckstein doing?" I thought they said Rosario Dawson, and I looked up, and it was Rosario. And they're going to film. They're leaving Celebration, and they're going and they're starting filming. And we'll get into why we didn't get a trailer, but we got something even cooler.
Oh my god!
But anyways, so what do you think of those 3?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, love it. It's just, big fan of those 3. It was emotionally charged one as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'll get to that, I think. But yeah, so they chatted for a while, just
Yeah.
kind of talked about, bringing Ahsoka, the stuff we've heard,
Yeah, it was a
Bringing
repeat.
Ahsoka-
It was a repeat.
bringing stuff to life. I mean, a lot of the stuff you probably heard if you made it into Ahsoka panel at, actually, I wasn't in Ahsoka panel, so I did hear, yeah. So it was a lot of repeating about, how excited they were to bring it back and some of the things. And then they brought out
Hayden Christensen,
the chosen one himself.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen came out, and he's pretty hyped. And do we tell? I mean, I guess that was all aired live.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you're not aware already, and again, we'll do a quick roundup because there was a lot of confirmation of the rumors people have been hearing for this Ahsoka panel. So yeah, first one being Hayden Christensen is back in season 2 of Ahsoka. That was confirmed by the man himself, with Dave sitting there.
Yeah,
Who literally said, "Go for it."
I was like, are they going to say it? I mean, I don't think he would have been there otherwise.
Like, no, exactly. There's no requirement.
So
that's the first thing. Hayden Christensen is definitely going to be in season 2 of Ahsoka. We don't know in what form though, do we?
No, I'm assuming it's going to be Force Ghost and flashbacks again. I mean, I don't know what else they can do other than maybe holocrons as well.
Yeah,
or whatever those videos were.
Yeah.
My favorite piece that I pushed out, they talked about how everyone's split up in the different galaxies and things like that. So people are like, the host is like, so who's out there to stop Thrawn? Of course we got Hera and we got Ezra, but I think this is the biggest surprise, and I don't know why this fired me up so much. And at first I was trying to work out the timeline in my head, but it doesn't work because that doesn't happen. Grand Admiral Thrawn versus Admiral Ackbar, and he told them they're basically going to go toe to toe. We're going to get to see why we're going to get to see why Admiral Ackbar is in the position he's in, I think. And so I'm really excited for that. And Filoni went on to talk about like when they were creating Ackbar, he wanted it to be just like the rubber suit where you got the all this stuff. And so that's really exciting. We're gonna get to see that. So that it's kind of cool. He just kept dropping some stuff that I was surprised that they were telling us. And they have filmed nothing for this. So it's all. I mean, they've said that they're constantly rewriting stuff as we go.
Yeah, so Dave Filoni's obviously read the script because he's writing it.
He's writing it,
and Jon Favreau, he's obviously read the script.
Calls himself the first fan or whatever. The first attendant. Like he gets to read stuff first and kind of be a sounding board for Dave.
Rosario, obviously, she's read it as well, but again, he's writing and changing things. And they just kept going on how exciting it's going to be. The usual stuff, if I'm honest, promoting it, plugging it. We've got a little bit of insight into how Dave Filoni's mind works, which I thought was really, really good. So yeah, up until this point, then we had 3 things confirmed. Filming starts next week for Ahsoka season 2. Hayden Christensen is going to be in season 2, and we are having a showdown between Admiral Ackbar and Thrawn. Just looking over on the Instagram, we've got Phoenix one England morning, afternoon. So I had to ask all these film titles like Starfighter. Do you think it's a push to increase share market? Then news will fizzle out months later.
Well, I mean, I don't know because they have on Starfighter from yesterday's panel. They said that that's not in post-production. That's going into production. That's coming out in 2027.
Yeah.
So that's. I think that hype will keep going. I think that I don't think so. I don't think this is going to be a repeat of London Celebration where they announce all this stuff, or even Anaheim, they announce all these things and then nothing comes.
Yeah,
because it wasn't like a lot.
I think they've been very careful this year in what they've done, because like you said, then, Jimmy, they've not chucked like 10 different things out, and it turns out only 8 of them have all just been shelved.
Yeah.
So I think you're
right.
right.
I think they've kind of learned their lesson. Like, don't tell us unless it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
So
you were saying?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So going back to the Ahsoka stuff, 3 things we're up to. Hayden Christensen's confirmed to come back season 2. Filming starts next week, and Admiral Thrawn is going to Thrawn is going to go up against Ackbar in the next season. So yeah, exciting times. There's one more thing. I'm trying to think what it was.
Loaf balls.
Loaf balls, yeah, loaf balls. So they shared a load of sketches up of potential stages and sets and pictures and sketches.
That was awesome.
And yeah, Loaf Cats are back, and their version of kittens, loaf balls, which don't walk, they roll.
Yeah, so Dave says that they're too heavy for their legs, their skinny little legs, so they basically roll everywhere they're going. And he made some pretty funny jokes about
sell like hotcakes.
this is how he's going to pay for Ahsoka season 2. Is
Yes.
by making super cute creatures like Loth balls.
Yeah.
Basically, Loth cat kittens.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole place went nuts.
Yeah. That's
for
a
'em.
sketch.
So it was a sketch of them. Yeah. So it was pretty hilarious. But what about Pedro outfit check? I haven't seen him.
Yeah. So he had a bit of an outfit thing.
Yesterday was weird
with like some weird boots on it and stuff like that. I've not seen any pictures for today about Pedro either. And then before we got to a sneaking surprise on the Ahsoka panel, he then brought up Ray Stevenson, and you could really tell how it had affected the whole team. But it was Dave Filoni that talked about it. I thought he was going to break down it. The whole room went deadly quiet. You could have heard a pin drop. It was supercharged, super emotional. I was really filling up, and I just wanted to shout to Dave Filoni, like, you've got this. But I thought if I do, I'm going to go. My voice is going to go. It's really, really emotional. You know, you just wanted to reach out and say that, you know, you're doing well. You've got this. But on the flip side, he did say, obviously, the new Balon coming in, the Hound. I always call him the Hound.
Yeah.
I forgot his name now.
Rory McCain.
That's it. He's really took it on board. You know, he's got a lot of passion for what he's doing, and he shares a lot of the similar traits to what Ray did as well. So yeah, that was super emotional, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I always get a little choked up when I really wish Ray was here, and so he could see like how beloved that character was. Like that's always going to bother me.
Yeah,
being a huge Baylan Skoll fan, that he just doesn't get to ever. You know, I know he knows he's appreciated by the fans, but I just think like the reception, if you know, he would have walked out on stage today, that place may have cheered louder than they did for Hayden Christensen, like just how I think beloved he is. But yeah, they talked about it all being in Ray's eyes, and then they said for Rory, you know, and Dave, he talked pretty openly. It's one thing I really like about him. He's been pretty open this trip. And he said that he didn't know what to do. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons that like production, you know, it's going to be a 3-year wait, is because he said he didn't know how to continue because like the whole plan was for Baylan to be
pivotal part.
Yeah. The opposite, the yin to the yang of Ahsoka. And so he just didn't know what to do. Didn't know if he should go on, talk to Ray's family about it. And then they spent a lot of time trying to find, the right person. And, you know, I have confidence. And I showed that scene when they first announced this because I wasn't too sure. And I found that scene between, I'm just going to call him the Hound and Arya Stark. And there's really a lot of passion there. And it kind of reminded me of that. So I think this is going to work. You're going to have to get past. No, he doesn't look like him. But I think that everything we loved about the character, I think that Rory is going to bring to it. And I think that'll be fine.
Yes.
So, super emotional.
Yeah, big time. Johnny in the chat says, it's too bad Ray didn't get to go to Celebration after Ahsoka finale. I hope he's watching from wherever he is and smiling. He definitely will be, 100%. Yeah, and then moving on from that, like I said, Dave Filoni, the production stuff, the filming hadn't happened, nothing until next week. But he didn't leave us empty-handed. Like I said, he knows these celebrations. He knows he can't come and give the fans nothing, as always, because he's a true fan himself. So he had to ask the master himself, George Lucas, well, what could I do for a trailer? So the idea behind that was George Lucas did a trailer for Empire Strikes Back, but again, he hadn't filmed anything. I think.
He had nothing. He just had visuals.
So he reached out to George Lucas, and obviously George Lucas, being his mentor, guided him, and they showed us a retro version of a trailer with snippets of sketches again and bits and bobs, and it was insane.
Yeah, we only got to see it once.
Yes, which was the shame, if I'm honest. I'd like to watch it again.
Hope that when they release this for people to get to see, because I want to see some of that artwork.
I think it's insane.
It looked like a Sith. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
it was so hard. It was quick and fast moving.
Yeah.
It was awesome. You know, just a ton of Dave Filoni art. Like I want an art of book with all that in it, maybe. But yeah, they did a really good job for us not having anything filmed. I think that was a pretty cool trailer.
It was.
Just kind of gave us some ideas, and
Johnny's saying there, did they say Ahsoka season 2 is coming out next year?
2 years.
I couldn't.
from now,
Yeah, I couldn't quite at the end. I can't remember if I'm totally honest.
Yeah,
But if filming started next year, next week,
it's
you're probably talking 6 to 8 months anyway. That's
yeah,
just
6 to 8 months
filming,
of filming.
and then you've got everything else afterwards. So
I would say 2 years probably.
I reckon 2 years.
I wonder if I mean, is it a lead up to Mando? No, there's no way.
No,
there's
Mando
no.
next,
Yeah,
so.
there's no way. I bet you it's a post Mando show after Mando and the Grogu. I think it probably comes out then.
Yeah,
because all that stuff's happening simultaneously. That's so there's going to be something in that movie that's going to like set something up, because we're going to have two different groups. We're going to have the group that's in Florida, and we're going to have the group that's back in the main galaxy. So it'll be interesting, I think. But yeah, I think I want to say like in 2 years or so, but who knows? But yeah, it looks, for not getting anything, the artwork, the models that we got to see, some of the set, they showed us these models and stuff, like Jack said, for some of the sets that they're building or have built, probably at Pinewood at this point.
It will be. So just building on that, is the sets that they showed us were literally miniature models and sets that made around the models positioning. So we've sort of got a feel for one or two things. Nothing really big giveaway, I don't think. I did pick up on one of them though. It looked like zombies in one of the photos, like going up the hill. I might be
that
wrong.
one where Sabine and Ahsoka were standing.
Yeah, and they've both got lightsabers out as well.
Yeah, it's it looks like something you'd go to like your local comic book shop and people are gaming, like tabletop.
Yeah, a bit like Warhammer stuff sort of thing, or Star Wars Legion if you ever played that. Johnny said I want a hardcover of all that artwork as well. Remind me of a lot of the Lord of the Rings art books. Yeah, totally great. That's exactly Jimmy's thoughts as well. And that reminds me, the best way I can describe this thing that they showed us is if you imagine the Shire in The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, and imagine zombies going up the hill, and then you've got Ahsoka and Sabine there with lightsabers. That's probably the best visual. Yeah,
and my favorite was Sabine and Ahsoka sitting outside that big entrance to whatever. I'm assuming that's something,
there was the door on that door. The map.
Yeah,
had a map on there as well.
So is this Abeloth? Is this the Mortis Arc stuff?
Something big's coming. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, right now they're doing the new Zero Company.
Yes,
so that's cool.
I've seen some footage of that. The cinematic's incredible, and it's exactly like I've been saying every week on our podcast. If you've played a game called XCOM, it's exactly that, but Star Wars. So essentially, it is you've got your gang. And you decide whether to move and shoot or move and get into cover. So you'll have so many options to do with a character, and then it will go over to the AI or the computer or the game, etc. Then they'll move. So it's like chess, but with guns. All turn based.
And I know I'm old school, but I love those kind of games. So I know, like, I was watching the video and people were complaining as they will and blah 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 blah. But I think this is kind of cool. You got a Jedi, you got all kinds of things.
Yeah,
so I think it's going to be. I think it's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the time period because there was battle droids in it as well.
Because you talked about the Clone Wars, so I think it's Clone Wars, miniature missions between the Clone Wars and stuff. So we'll see.
Well, there's loads you could do with that, and you could extend season passes and do all the way through the ages. But
I mean, pretty exciting day 2.
Yeah, great day 2.
I feel like honestly, all I did was go to panels though.
Yeah, no, today is absolutely flown by, and like I said earlier as well, I bumped into a few other content people. We've got a content, I think, meet up later on.
I'm going to baseball.
Jimmy going baseball.
I'm going to go see some baseball, the Tokyo Giants.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
And I'm gonna head to the content lot, meet up with those.
Very good.
And have a good chat with a few people.
Tomorrow we got the final day of celebration.
Yes.
Vision season 3 preview. We're hoping to get to see a couple episodes maybe.
Yeah.
And then
what else have we got after that?
Closing ceremony, so we'll know where we're going in a year or in 2 years. So I'm hoping 2 years personally. I just need to.
Oh, and Jimmy's got his surprise tomorrow as well.
So I got a surprise tomorrow.
He's got his surprise. You'll see
a surprise tomorrow. All right. Apparently, I got a surprise tomorrow.
So yeah, awesome. Right, as always, again, please search up Explore Force. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, and Twitter. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey there, Ryan. How you doing, buddy? Again, thank you all so much for the love, for the support. Chuck in the comments what you've seen today, what you like the look of. Let us know if there's anything that you want us to try and find out. Tomorrow it's the last day. In fact, if you want or need anything finding out or whatever, just post it in there. Me and Jimmy will do our best to find out or get the information. We can't take orders for merchandise because we haven't got enough time in the day or money because we're both getting or space. Yeah, I literally have no space, and I'm also running out of clothes.
I don't want to pay any tariffs on stuff.
Yes, absolutely not. But yeah, let us know. Engage. Let us know if there's anything you want us to find out. Enjoy it as always. Good night if you're watching in the UK, because I think it's about midnight now.
Yeah.
And good morning, I think, if you're watching anywhere else.
Yeah, it's about 7:30 in the morning, I think, in the
Brilliant.
States. So, all right.
Awesome. Right. Yeah. So from the both of us,
we have spoken. We'll see you guys tomorrow.